Welcome to the This Justin podcast by your host Justin, and today we talk about the All-Star game which happened last night, March 7th at 8 p.m. on TNT, and it at the very least was not competitive whatsoever. And I think we had a pretty good idea that that would be the case, considering that Joel Embiid, due to safety protocols, was, you know, removed from the event and he was replaced by Zion Williamson, and that and that brought all sorts of problems. And one of them is just that Team Kevin Durant was undersized, and that you know I Doc Rivers deserves a lot of criticism today because Doc Rivers, I can't stand the guy sometimes. I've been critical of him. I said he was not the coach to coach this Clippers team, and I don't think he should have been the coach last night, even though he's doing obviously a good job in Philly. But yeah, he put Zion at number 5. He put Zion at the center position to guard guys like Giannis and Jokic. And even though, there's a lot of switching and all, listen, this team was undersized, and guys like Giannis, who would end up winning that All Star award, just easily bullied their way inside. There was literally nobody could stop Giannis. I think that's why I believe he went perfect. Yeah, I think he shot 16 for 16. He made every shot he took, which is, I think that might be a record. I remember there was a point in the game in where the announcers of the game were saying, don't shoot, because you don't want to mess up that record. And I believe he ended the game with a perfect record. So credit to him. He deserves a lot of credit. But I think if you want to look at why Giannis had such a spectacular game, you can credit Giannis, but you also got to look at the coach of Team Kevin Durant, Doc Rivers, putting Zion at number 5. And let's talk about Zion. Zion missed like 5 dunks to begin the game in the first quarter. Like, he was not ready. The guy's still a puppy. You gotta let him. I think you should. I think you should have left him as a reserve. Personally, I think the Team Kevin Durant were lacking big men. Obviously, I think even though it's not the ideal pick, I think you got to put Vucevic in there for the number 5 position. Even though he's not like an ideal pick. He's a 7-footer. He's a center. You got to put a center out there, someone that could just get in Giannis's way. Giannis literally had a free lane to a easy 2 buckets. That is like the number 1 rule not to do against Giannis, and you did it. I can't stand Doc Rivers, man. But yeah, you look at Team LeBron just played more as a team, and I credit guys like who they had in their starting lineup. They had a lot of playmakers, a lot of guys that can play off ball, but know how to get others involved. You look at like a Steph Curry, a LeBron James, who only played 13 minutes. And you look at Steph Curry, LeBron James, Jokic. They had Luka. They had Chris Paul, who I believe surpassed Magic Johnson for the most assists in an All-Star game. Credit to him. Praise. So, they just played more as a team. Meanwhile, Team Kevin Durant, obviously they have a lot of great players, but a lot of them are just individual. Their games are mainly individual and not like guys like who are on Team LeBron. So, like example, Bradley Beal, who was not his best this game, even though he's the league's leading scorer. He was not playing his best game last night. You look at guys like Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving, James Harden. And, I'm surprised James Harden didn't get this team more involved. But, yeah, it was really just, the minute we found that Joel Embiid was removed from the event, we had a pretty good idea who was going to win the game. And, that, plus considering Kevin Durant himself, the captain, was not playing. So, I genuinely believe if Joel Embiid had been playing, I'm not saying Team Kevin Durant wins, but at the very least, it's a competitive game. because let me tell you right now, Giannis is not playing the game he did last night on Embiid. If Embiid's out there protecting the rim, no, he's not. And those two have a bit of a rivalry. They're a bit bitter. So I think I genuinely believe Embiid would have made like a statement game, this All-Star game, considering he's made a statement game every game he's played so far in the regular season. So, and that's another thing. Giannis winning the MVP, really? I know he obviously had a great night, but I genuinely believe I thought they should have gave it to Lillard. Both Lillard and Curry had both a great night. They were trying to outshoot each other throughout the game. And, yeah, I think Lillard had a great game. Plus, he made the game-winning shot. And what's crazy is that Damian Lillard has a game-winning shot against every team in the league and now in the All-Star game. Wow. I mean, a lot of people talk about other guys being clutch. I think Damian Lillard is number one as far as I'm concerned. But, yeah, it was not competitive, but it was fun to watch.